Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for my CD and vinyl update number 3. So, if you've been watching my videos lately but you've not subscribed to my channel, please have a think about doing so, because it means that YouTube's more likely to let you know when I post my future videos. Thank you very much. So it's been about 4 months now since I did my last one of these updates. I didn't realise it had been so long, and I've got quite a bit to go through. And it's classics all the way through. Well, in my opinion anyway, but I'll let you be the judge of whether you agree with that. So, let's have a look and see what I've been getting lately. First of all, I'm calling this my bargain of this particular update. It's Wings London Town from 1978, and I picked this up for £5 from Relics in Leeds. And you know, all I've had so far has been the 1993 Paul McCartney collection CD, and it's never sounded great. I've always felt it sounded a bit muddy. This sounds so much better. It's like I've been listening to the album properly for the first time, and it makes me wonder, A, how much better can they make it if we get an archive collection, and B, well, do I need an archive collection version when this sounds so good? Yes, I do need an archive collection. But yeah, this has been a real sort of revelation for me on London Town, and I've got a lot of favourites on it. I think With a Little Luck, the album version especially, really good compared to the single version, just the way it lets it breathe with that sort of big instrumental section in the middle. And I'm a massive fan of Morse Moose and the Grey Goose, so very happy to get that for £5. Love it. Next, I'm not going to focus too much on these because I did a big unboxing video just recently. I'll put a link if you've not seen that yet and you want to have a look. But this is Abbey Road ×2. This is the new 2019 Giles Martin remix, and what we've got here is the 3LP anniversary edition. So that's the Giles Martin remix and two discs of outtakes and sessions, demos, etc. And this is the big CD box. Like I say, I'm not going to go into it in detail because I've already done that on this channel, but I've been loving those over the last, how long is it now since it came out? About 3 weeks roughly. Brilliant. Another box set that I've got, Kate Bush Remastered in vinyl, set number 1 this is. So these came out, I think it was November last year, and the prices have been going up and down all over the place on this, and this just became too good a deal to miss. It was about £37 on Amazon for a first 4 albums all remastered, so it's what, like £9 odd per album. So I thought I couldn't resist that. But it's got The Kick Inside, Never Forever, Lionheart and The Dreaming on there. Great albums by one of my favourite artists. Very happy with that. I've also got the CD box, which that'll come in a few minutes time. I'm going to switch on to CDs in a few minutes. We'll have a look at that. Now this one, is it still sealed? Still sealed is this? I'm going to have to play this. John Coltrane, Giant Steps. So one of my favourite jazz artists. And I kept seeing this in HMV. And I don't know whether it was the same copy or not, but it was about £7. And it just seemed to be there for months sitting on the shelf. It might be that they kept selling it and put another one out, I don't know. But it's a nice sort of reproduction of the original album there. So yeah, I think I need to open that up and have a listen to that. But I'm certainly not going to be collecting loads of John Coltrane vinyl. I've got loads of his albums here on CD that I showed on my room tour several weeks ago, but I just want to get sort of cover some main bases with the vinyl for him, and that's a nice one to pick up. Next, OK Computer, Radiohead, which was my album of the 1990s that I showed recently on one of my videos. This is the version that came out, it was like a 20th anniversary edition, came out in 2017, and it's 3 discs. It's 1 disc for the original album. No, sorry, 2 discs for the original album, and then it's got a disc of additional stuff here. Do you know what? Again, I still haven't listened to this. I've been so busy lately, I've not had a chance to listen to all the stuff that I've bought, but yeah, I need to find time for that. But it's a nice gatefold of this. Should we just get this out and have a look? So it sort of opens up once, opens up again, and it's just a nice thick piece of vinyl is that. So very, very happy with that. I'll put that away at my own time. You don't need to watch me doing that. I've got a load more McCartney and various other things there. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. I'm going to switch to CDs for a moment and show you a few things that I've got here. So, first of all, McGear. I did a separate unboxing video on that one on the day that that came out. So again, I'll put a link if anybody wants to go and have a look at that. This is Mike McGear, Paul McCartney's brother. This was his album from, I think it was 1974. And it's pretty much like the Lost Wings album. It's it's produced by Paul McCartney. It's all of Wings on backing, the musicians on it, but with Mike McCartney's songs and him singing. So this was very much a sort of a gap in my Wings collection. So really pleased to have that. I'd never heard the album before I got it, and I've listened to it several times, and I'm still trying to form my opinion. It's interesting. I'm never going to regard this as a great album, I don't think, but it's always an interesting thing to listen to. And if there's any fans out there of Half Man Half Biscuit, who are a band that I think are absolutely superb, there's a song on here called Norton, and it just sounds to me like a prototype Half Man Half Biscuit song. Well worth listening to. So yeah, I'm happy with that, but I don't think I'm ever going to regard it as a classic, to be honest. Very happy to get this at last. Wow, it's taken me 20 odd years to get this on CD. Rush's The Fireman, Paul McCartney. I found it at a good price, because it can be pretty expensive, can this. We need a reissue of this, Paul McCartney, whether it's a vinyl reissue or let's have an archive collection of the Fireman albums. That would be superb, and I would love that. But this is a really interesting listen, and I've been enjoying this a lot lately. It's very relaxing. It's very sort of ambient, trancey kind of music, and it's just a good listen. There's no singing on it. There's no lyrics or anything. It's purely an instrumental album, but I'm really enjoying that a lot. That was the second album by the Fireman. That's Rush's. And then when the Paul McCartney vinyl reissues came out back in, I think it was July now, wasn't it? End of July. I only picked one of them up on CD, and that was the Amoeba gig, because it was new to CD. Well, the full version of the concert anyway. We'd had the sort of pared down versions previously. So I haven't bought the Russian album or Paul is Live on these reissues on CD anyway, because I'm still waiting to find out if there's actually much point. Like, is it a good remaster? Am I going to get any particular benefit over the originals that I've already got? And I don't know the answer to that yet. If any of you out there have got the Russian album or Paul is Live on the new reissue CDs, and you know how it compares to the originals, please let me know. I would be very interested to hear, because you might end up costing me some money then. Yeah, I don't know why I talk myself into these things. Anyway, so yeah, Paul is Live. No, not Paul is Live, Amoeba Gig. And I've really been enjoying that album. It's got so much energy. Paul was in great voice back then still, in 2007 when he was promoting Memory Almost Full. And for anybody who's not heard it yet, I would really recommend that album. And not many more CDs, I'll whip through these. This is an album called Nixon by Lamb Chop, who I believe are an American band. Saw this for £1 in a charity shop. I've enjoyed some of their songs previously that have mainly been on sort of free magazine CDs like Uncut and Mojo magazine. So I thought I'd pick that up. I've listened to a bit of it. Hasn't excited me yet, but I've not given it enough time, to be honest. So we'll see how it goes with that. This is an interesting one for me. Liam Gallagher, Why Me, Why Not? His new album. Massive Oasis fan, as I've mentioned many times on this channel. Now, the first time I listened to this a couple of weeks ago, did nothing for me whatsoever. Just completely washed over me. I've since this week listened to it a couple more times, and it is growing on me quite a lot. I think it goes. It's got a really strong start. It's got some good stuff towards the end. It maybe tails off a little bit in the middle, but there's a song on it called Gone, and I think that is going to be a Liam classic. That is a great song. So just a look at the track list there for anybody who's interested. But Liam Gallagher, Why Me, Why Not? One more CD to show you for now. I'm not going to focus on this too much, because again I did an unboxing video I'll link to. Hey grand dude, Paul McCartney. This is his this is the audio book of the story that he's written, the children's story, and that's been a fun listen. I've listened to it 2 or 3 times, and it's not going to excite my world massively, but it's nice to have in the collection. So that's Hey Granddude by Paul McCartney. Okay, let's get back to the vinyl. Paul McCartney reissues. Again, I've done an unboxing video on these, so I won't focus on them too much. I'll put a link if you want to go and watch that. But Amoeba Gig that we saw the CD of a moment ago. As I've said, I'm really enjoying this album. I would thoroughly recommend it if you want a sort of a more recent Paul McCartney live album where he's in really good voice. That's a good one to get. Paul is live, so I did pick up the vinyl of this. I said I've got it on CD already. I didn't have it on vinyl. But Paul is live from his New World tour that he did when he was promoting Off the Ground back in sort of 93, 94, around the time of the Beatles anthology. So that's been nice to add to the collection, as certainly as this one. So the Russian album, Choba BCCCP, Snova Vis USSR, however you want to pronounce it, that's still the same album. But I love that they've gone back to this sort of original Russian text. I don't know if you can see that, but again, I did an unboxing video on it where I've shown all this anyway. But that's a fun album. I just wish that all the songs were on it that were on the official bootleg version that came out a couple of years after the original, because they've missed some great songs off that. Okay, we've got 4 more to go. Now this is probably the most obscure of the albums that I've bought recently. This is a band called Burning Spear and their album called Marcus Garvey. And this is basically full-on reggae. I'm just going to play a little clip, I think, over this, just of what this sounds like, and I'll have a groove as I'm pretending that I'm listening to it at the moment. Yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it? But anyway, this is good. I was persuaded to buy this by a friend of mine, and I thank you for that. You know who you are, Stuart. And yeah, it's just a good fun listen. It reminds me, if you like Toots and the Maytals, then you're probably not going to go wrong with Burning Spear. So that's good. A couple of Bob Dylan classics now. One of his more recent albums, Modern Times. This was a huge album for me when it came out. I played it absolutely loads, but I've not really done much with it in recent years. But that is a wonderful album. It sounds really nice as well, does this. I think this is an MOV, Music on Vinyl version. Nice gatefold with a lovely picture of Bob and the band there. And it's not too expensive on Amazon. I was quite pleased with the deal that they were offering, hence why I bought that. But yeah, it's definitely my favourite Bob Dylan album, or probably since Oh Mercy, I would say. I know a lot of people would go for, Time Out of Mind, that kind of era, Love and Theft, but that's the one for me. Another Dylan, Desire. Big fan of this album as well, sort of from the sort of mid-70s-ish. That's got some great songs on it. Hurricane, Isis, etc. Romance in Durango, I love. Don't like, Joey's the only song on there that I don't like. But other than that, it's a great album throughout. And some great versions on, where is it? Where's my Bob? Rolling Thunder Review, over there. Which was from the tour after this. Some great live versions of these songs. So a couple of Dylan there. I'm going to go back to my last CD now. We're getting there. Kate Bush Remastered Part 1 CD collection. This is a lovely box. And again, they were doing a great deal, because these were really expensive when they came out last November. And then all of a sudden this dipped to about £30 odd. And considering it's got 7 albums in it, that's pretty good. So I'll just show you the 7 albums there that we've got. That is her first 7 albums. And what I found is, for anybody interested in whether these are particularly better quality than her original CDs of these albums, what I found is I was really hoping that the later albums, and in particular Sensual World and The Red Shoes, that they would be better quality on the remaster than the originals, which always sounded really sort of harsh and digital to me. And yes, they absolutely are. They are much, much better. What I've found is, as you go through the earlier albums, I've sort of compared these to the originals, and in some cases I actually prefer the originals, and they're going to be my go-to versions still. But it's a lovely box, and even just for having those later albums in the better quality, I'm absolutely delighted with that box, and it's a lovely thing just to have on your shelves by the genius that is Kate Bush. Okay, last record now. This is it. This is the last one. Apart from one other thing I'm going to show you afterwards. Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard. So this is a classic 1970s Eric Clapton. Gets off to a great start with Motherless Children, and it's got Let It Grow on there. Let It Grow, the classic Eric Clapton song, which probably my favourite Eric Clapton song. Not that I'm a massive expert on Eric Clapton. I'm sure some of you watching will know far more about his works than I do. I can absolutely guarantee that, but yeah, that's got some great tunes on it. Last thing I want to show you, because this could be the end of an era shortly on my videos anyway, I've always had my James Bond collection down here that I love, but it just takes up so much space, and that shelf's full, so I have replaced it with the James Bond collection. This is every film on Blu-ray, and this was like less than £2 per film. So I thought I've got to get it, considerably less than £2 per film as well on Blu-ray. So that's just going to sit there, and I've suddenly got a load more shelf space, so I can buy a load more stuff now. So that's going to get expensive. Anyway, that is everything that I've been buying since June. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've got anything to say about any of the stuff that I've been buying, or any questions that you've got. And thank you very much for watching. Like I say, if you want to see my future videos, please hit that subscribe button, and you're more likely to be able to do so. In 2 weeks' time, we've got the Bob Dylan new bootleg series album coming out. I'll be unboxing that live on this channel, hopefully on the release day, so please join me for that. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.